Hi everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name's Lizzie and today I want to talk to you about buying fabric samples. Now, every summer when there's warm weather, there's this one particular dress that I always reach for because it's the perfect fabric. And I wanted to find some more fabric that was similar to the fabric of this dress so that I could make some more summery dresses. Or dresses that will be the right weight that I want to wear in the summer, but maybe be transitional for winter as well. But anyway, this is the dress that was the inspiration behind this fabric purchase, or the purchase of these fabric samples. It's just a very simple dress. It's nothing particularly spectacular, but I always reach for it when it's hot. This is just a really simple, almost tunic style dress from H&M. I bought it years ago. And it's in this khaki colour. It's got sleeves, or short sleeves, so it covers my shoulders in hot weather. It's got a simple sort of V-neck shape, and it just comes down to about kind of just above the knee. And it's just, you know, it's very simple on the back. Kind of like a big khaki nightie, to be honest. But anyway, it's my perfect summer weight fabric. When you look at the label, in fact, when I look at the label now, what does it say? So the label says it's 100% viscose, so I was like, okay, I need to find a viscose fabric. But the reason I ended up buying a load of samples is because I kind of come to realise that viscose is a very general term, and viscose can actually mean a whole bunch of different things depending on, you know, the term viscose is talking about the fibres in the fabric, but that doesn't tell us like the way those fibres have been woven together. It doesn't tell you the weight of the fabric or whether it's going to be opaque or not, etc. So I was like, well, I know I'm looking for a viscose fabric, but what kind of viscose fabric? And that's why I turned to Minerva and bought a load of samples so that I could touch these fabrics, look at them in real life, touch them against my skin, hold them up to the light, hold my hand behind them, you know, to see to what extent they are the same or similar to this fabric. Now, this fabric, when I hold if you hold it up to the light through two layers, sorry, the window in front of me, don't mean to just cover my face, like it's not see-through. Or maybe if you stood literally with a light shining behind you, you might see the shape of your legs. When I put just my hand through it, I can see like the shape of my hand through it if there's something light behind. But I know that when I wear this dress, I'm completely comfortable to wear it, and it's not a see-through dress basically. And that's something I find really hard. Even when I go to a fabric shop, if you just hold your hand behind a fabric and hold it up to the light, sometimes you can see the shape of your hand through, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be see-through once it's made up into a garment and you're wearing it on your body, particularly if it's like a gathered skirt or something where you've got more fabric. So having this as a reference was really, really helpful because I could compare all these samples to this fabric, because this fabric I know I'm happy with. So I got a bit sample happy, and what I'm going to do is just briefly talk you through them all, I guess, and I hope that that might be helpful for you guys to know a little bit about the different samples I chose and what I thought of each of them and to what extent they were similar to the H&M dress. So first I'm going to start from the bottom of the pile. I got a selection. You can tell I was looking for blue because these are all different shades of blue, but I thought I'd play around and look at a few different colours to see what I wanted. And the first sample is this. It's a moss crepe. These are all from Minerva, and it's £16.99 a metre. It's in the navy blue colour. It's got it's 100% viscose, no stretch. Now, this is a lovely colour, and this is a crepe. So I actually instantly decided that this was not what I want because I could feel it in comparison to my viscose dress, and I'm just not personally a massive fan of the texture of a crepe, and it just feels a lot more textured, a lot less soft than other types of viscose. So this one went straight in the no pile. By the way that I've organised these is that these come in a really long strip of fabric. This is actually folded in half, so there's like you get a really long strip, which I think is brilliant because you can really get a sense of how the fabric moves. Minerva used to provide their samples on like a much smaller piece stapled to a little card, and having a big piece like this is so much more helpful, so that's brilliant. The only slightly annoying thing is they come with these little labels that have like the product number written on them, but they don't have any of the fabric information on. So what I did when all of these samples arrived was I actually sat down with my laptop, I typed all of the product codes into the website again to find the links, and I just used a biro and I just wrote the rest of the information on these cards. So I've written the name of the fabric, the price, the stretch percentage, the fabric width, and the fibre content, so that then I've got these as a reference. I think most of these fabrics are the kind of fabrics that Minerva regularly have in stock because they're all kind of solid colours. I think a lot of them are their standard lines. So it actually means that in the future, if I decide actually this beautiful blue viscose crepe might be the perfect fabric for a different project, I've got all the details and I can kind of remember what it is. So, and I'm a bit of an organisational geek, so I really like that, and I like the idea that after this I'll start to build up a little library of samples that will be, I think, a really useful reference point when trying to figure out what kind of fabrics might be useful for a particular project. So this moss viscose crepe went on the no pile. Next is this one, and this is a viscose voile, or is it voile? Voile? I'm going to go with voile because I don't know, but sorry if that's wrong. Viscose voile fabric, this is the royal blue colour. It is $10.99 a metre, 0% stretch, 135 wide, 100% viscose. Now when I felt this I was like, oh yes, this is the right kind of handle. Is that the word? It feels gorgeous. It's so nice and soft, but I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but it's very light, as in I think this is too light, and this would definitely be like a bit see-through to wear in like a simple tunic dress. So again, I just found this so helpful because I've never knowingly sewn with a viscose voile before. And I wouldn't have known that if I'd have just ordered a couple of meters of this thinking that it would be great for a dress. It would have then arrived and I'd have been really disappointed because I'd have realised after I'd already bought it that it's too lightweight and too thin. I don't want to have to line this dress. I want this to be a really loose fitting, just easy breezy dress that doesn't have a lining. So it was a no to the viscose voile, but again, this would be gorgeous for something else, like a blouse or something that doesn't need to be quite so opaque. So I really would be interested in buying this fabric for a future different project. And I ordered the same viscose voile in another colour because I wanted to see what the different blues were like, and this is the jeans blue, and I think this is a lovely colour. This colour goes nicely with my eyes, so yeah, I would definitely consider this fabric for something else, but too lightweight for my summer dress. This is the next sample, and it's a beautifully vibrant blue. This is the Kingfisher colour, and this is Merino Viscose Twill. It's $6.99 a metre, 0% stretch, 150 centimetres wide, and this one is 65% viscose and 35% polyester. I was really interested to get some samples of viscose twill because I think I've sewn with some viscose twill before, but I've never really known what to expect from a viscose twill because to me viscose makes it seem like it's going to be somewhat lightweight and quite drapey, but twill makes me think it's going to be a bit more structured and a bit more heavy duty. And I'm never quite sure where on the sliding scale between like a heavier weight or more sturdy twill versus a soft drapey viscose. I'm never sure where it's going to sit. And often on fabric descriptions, fabric shops will suggest that viscose twill could be maybe good for a pair of trousers, but that very much depends on what kind of trousers. If you want to make some loose, floaty, summery trousers, then brilliant. But actually, I'm hoping in the next few months, 6 months maybe, to try and make some quite sturdy, structured trousers for work. And I think a viscose twill would not be sturdy enough for that, maybe. But that's only based on the viscose twills that I've come across so far, and they could all be slightly different. Some could be heavier weight, some could be lighter weight, so just getting samples is just so valuable. So yeah, this particular sample, it's doubled up again, they're sort of stapled together at the top. But it's a lovely weight, it's lovely and soft, lovely and drapey. It's much thicker than the viscose voile that I just showed you. But this, when I compared it to my khaki fabric, it feels a little bit thicker. So although I think it would make a gorgeous summer dress, I was really looking for something that would be most similar to my khaki H&M dress. So this is lovely, but it's a tiny bit too heavy. That viscose twill got me a little bit distracted by twill fabrics, so I kind of got one extra rogue one, which is a stretch woven fine Gabardine twill, because I just had no idea really what Gabardine was, what Gabardine twill is, so I ordered a sample. This is in French navy. It's $11.99 a metre, 10% stretch width-wise, 150 centimetres wide. It's 80% polyester, 15% viscose and 5% lycra. And this, I don't know, I need to go through my wardrobe and like touch my trousers to like compare the weight. This feels much more like something you'd make a pair of trousers with. I'm still not sure if it's slightly too lightweight to be like a fitted pair of work trousers maybe. I'm not sure, trousers just feel a bit of a minefield, like structured trousers feel a bit scary to me. But this is lovely. I think it's much more sturdy, it's got a really nice weight to it, but it's not particularly draped, like it's drapey. No, it's not it's got a little bit of drape to it, but much more structured than like the viscose twill that I just showed you. So yeah, that has got me a little bit more familiar with what a gabardine twill might be like versus a viscose twill, which is a really useful learning point, I think, but not right for my summer dress. This next one is a polyester viscose gabardine twill. So the one I just showed you, the stretch woven fine gabardine twill, that one is mostly polyester with a bit of viscose and a bit of lycra. This one is described as a viscose gabardine twill, which again is polyester, viscose, and this time elastane. This one feels heavier. This one feels thicker. This one I'd be much more comfortable, I think, to try and make a pair of structured trousers with. This one is $9.99 a metre, 10% width-ways stretch, 150 centimetres wide, and it's polyester, viscose, and elastane, as I said, and this is the navy blue colour. Again, this is exactly why I think buying samples can be so valuable, because on the website these two fabrics would have appeared to be identical. So the lighter one is a little bit more expensive, but like the fabric descriptions are basically the same. But I think this one, the darker one, is heavier weight, and it's going to be therefore a bit better for a structured pair of trousers. I wouldn't have known that otherwise, and I'd have just had to have lucky dipped on the website. So I think buying samples might be my new thing. Next I have another sort of darker blue one. This is the Cindy Viscose Twill. It's navy blue. It's $22.99 a metre, so pretty expensive. 0% stretch, 145 centimetres wide, and 10% viscose. Having said that it's expensive, it is really nice though. It's lovely and soft. It's got like a tiny bit of a sheen to it, so I think it would look quite luxurious sewn up in something. But I could immediately see that it's quite thin. Well, I don't know. So this is the point where I think choosing fabric based on a garment you already own and know you really like to wear is a really good shout, because I can literally do this and feel them. And at first I thought maybe this was too lightweight. I think it is. It's more. Actually, it's a similar transparency. They're both like a tiny bit transparent up to the light, but would be fine sewn up. So this one was an option, a definite option. Next I have this lovely denim blue fabric, and this is a viscose challis. $5.99 a metre, 0% stretch, 140 centimetres wide, and this is 100% viscose. I love the colour, I think it's a beautiful, beautiful blue. A really good price point, only $5.99 a metre, and I'd never really known what a challis is. I mean, I'm still not really sure what just a challis is, but this is now my reference point for what a viscose challis fabric might be like. It's lovely and soft. It's got a really similar weight and feel to my khaki H&M dress, similar level of transparency. Really, really nice. I think this would be really nice to wear. I also got this same viscose challis in the petrol blue. This is the petrol blue colour, which is gorgeous. Again, maybe slightly too bright for what I wanted for this time, but a gorgeous colour. Last but not least, I got another sample of the same viscose challis fabric, but this time in, what's this colour called? Ink. So this is the ink viscose challis, and it's just lovely. It's a lovely, rich, sort of navy colour. I think ink is a good description of it. I must have had an instinct that I would really like the viscose challis because I got 3 colours of the same fabric. So what it actually came down to was a tie between the viscose challis fabric, $5.99 a metre, and the Cindy viscose twill fabric at $22.99 a metre. Now, I think based on price alone, it was quite obvious which one was going to win because $5.99 a metre is such a brilliant price. And I decided in the end I wanted to go for like a navy colour, and I decided that I preferred the colour of the ink viscose challis because I just think it's a bit richer than this one. This one's a bit slightly more muted. And I was basically able to put both fabrics in my hands, touch them, and yeah, compare with this dress. And actually, my ultimate decision was that the $5.99 a metre viscose challis was the best fit. So that was my decision-making process. I did a lot of deliberation, but I was really happy with my choice. It is, of course, a financial investment to buy samples. I did go a bit mad and bought about 10 samples, and it did cost me, I think, 20-something pounds. I do like the fact that Minerva price their samples based on the price of the individual piece of fabric, so it's not like it's a blanket cost of £1.50 per sample or something. Like, some of the samples are cheaper and some of the samples are more expensive to reflect the cost of the fabric, which I just think is fair and it makes sense. But I think it was a really worthwhile investment. I can keep these samples forever, and they're a really useful reference library for what different types of fabrics might behave like. And actually, I can go back and buy these exact fabrics from Minerva if they still have them in stock in the future. And actually, it saved me from wasting money on fabrics that wouldn't have been quite right. Like, look how many, like, some of these fabrics are so different. Some of them are really lightweight and fine. Some of them are much more heavy duty and sturdy. And if I'd have got it wrong when I was ordering online, then I'd have been really disappointed and I wouldn't have ended up with the right fabric to make my summery, loose, swooshy dress. So for me, I might have spent 20-something pounds on samples, but I actually think it saved me that money back, if you know what I mean, by making sure that I bought the right fabric. And actually, I was delighted that the viscose challis was the winner because $5.99 a metre for me is a really, really good price. I often spend quite a lot more than that on fabrics, so in my mind it was a bargain. Spoiler alert, I've received the fabric, I've sewn up the dress, and I absolutely love it. I haven't decided, I might give you a little sneaky peek here, but I'm going to be filming a sew and tell video soon because I've actually done loads of summer sewing right in time for the end of the summer, so I should probably show you guys those garments soon before nobody's interested at all in summer sewing, because we seem to be fast approaching autumn. But yeah, I hope you found that interesting. I hope that maybe I've inspired some of you to consider buying samples next time you're looking at fabrics. I know it is difficult because I do buy a lot of fabrics from places like Fabric Godmother or New Craft House or Sew Me Sunshine, and the kind of places where when the fabric's gone, it's gone. So there isn't always time, or there isn't always even the option to buy a sample, because by the time you've waited for a sample to be delivered of a really special fabric, that fabric might have gone out of stock. So I appreciate it's not always going to be possible. But for me, I think this is my new my new way forward, my new strategy for buying fabrics for kind of more staple fabrics, like fabrics that are maybe like solid colours that need to be kind of staple pieces in my wardrobe. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more of my videos. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. Are you people who buy samples or not so much? Let me know, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!